Alright guys, just San here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And today we're going to be looking at the LR Super Ss4 Goku under a full 200% leader skill. Because this guy has been out for almost a year on JP. Well, his EZA has been out for almost a year. And honestly, I really want to do a showcase on him because this guy was an absolute unit when he got his EZA. I mean, even when he first released, he was crazy. But this guy was kind of the start of a new power creep on Dokkan. So this guy EZAing was really crazy, and it was extremely hype, right? I mean, it's an anniversary unit. And yeah, I mean, he did EZA alongside the Vegeta, who we did do a showcase on yesterday. But in yesterday's video, I kind of messed up and I didn't actually put him on a 200% leader skill. So I really wanted to make sure that I threw him on this team on when he actually does have the 200% leader skill. And just to see how he's looking alongside the Goku, because they are actually really good together. They both share 6 out of 7 links with each other. So they're a really solid rotation. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just make sure you guys like and subscribe. And keep in mind that there are timestamps in the video. So if you want to skip to the Legendary Vegeta event showcase or the Red Zone showcase, absolutely feel free to do that. And yeah, I mean, with all that said, let's just get right into his kit. So starting off with his leader skill, he has Goku Family category Ki plus 3 and HP attack and defense plus 180%. Or Super AGL type Ki plus 3 and HP attack and defense plus 130%. So really good leader skill right there. I mean, 180% across the board to Goku Family is for sure really useful. And then moving on to his 12 key super attack, he massively raises defense, and then he raises attack for 1 turn, and then causes colossal damage to enemy. So that's 100% defensive buff, and then a 30% attack buff for 1 turn. And then on his 18 key, he massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to enemy, and then greatly lowers defense. So for sure, really good super attack effects right there. The massively raising defense is really useful. So the fact he gets it on his 12 and 18 key is really nice. And then for his passive, he gets 140% attack and defense. He gets 20% attack at the start of each turn up to 60%. And then he gets an additional Ki plus 2 per Rainbow or AGL Ki Sphere obtained. And then he gets an additional Ki plus 1 per type Ki Sphere obtained, AGL excluded. And then he gets a medium chance of evading enemies' super attack and countering with tremendous power, which is pretty much the same thing the Vegeta has. So it's just a 30% chance to dodge enemy super attacks, which it's still nice. But it's not a nullification, so if the enemy cancels dodging, you can't get that. And it's only a 30% chance, so that is kind of unfortunate, but at least he still does have it. And then he disables the attacked enemy's actions once within the turn when activating the active skill or when Ki is 24 or more, or 24, sorry, you can't get more than 24 Ki. So when he activates the active skill or when his Ki is 24, when facing 2 enemies, he nullifies one of the enemy's attacks, which is really nice for sure, but I don't really know how often you're going to be getting this active because most of the game is just one enemy dominated. So most of the time you're only fighting one enemy. But of course you can take this guy in stuff like Super Battle Road and all that, and you can make use of that. So the fact that he still has it is really nice. And then for his active skill conditions, it can be activated starting from the fourth turn, not the first turn. It can be activated starting from the 4th turn from start of battle. And then the effect is that it massively raises attack temporarily and then causes ultimate damage to enemies. So for sure, it's not really doing too much, but I mean, it's still nice just to get some of the damage in, and the condition is extremely easy. So for sure, really good there. And then moving on to his links and categories, his links are Super Saiyan, Saiyan Roar, Prepare for Battle, Kamehameha, GT, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. So really good links. Stuff like GT and Saiyan Roar, you want to make sure you get active because that's a lot of defense combined. So very similar to the Vegeta, just some standout links, but overall, they're all really good. And then for his categories, he has Goku Family, Pure Saiyans, Shadow Dragon Saga, Kamehameha, Grade 8 Power, Turtle School, GT Heroes, Bond of Friendship, Accelerated Battle, Battle of Fate, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and Bond of Parent and Child. So really good categories as well. Stuff like Bond of Parent and Child, Pure Saiyans, Kamehameha, Goku Family, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and even GT Heroes are really good. Some stuff like Grade 8 Power or Turtle School or Battle of Fate or Accelerated Battle really need like good 200% leader skills. I know Grade 8 Power kind of has a 200% lead with one of the heroes units, but it really needs like a good 200% lead. Because I'm going to be honest, I believe it's the Vegeta that has Grade 8 Power in his leader skill. The Vegeta isn't really an amazing unit. At least not good enough to where you're going to want to run 2 of him on the team. You know, one as your lead and then one as the friend lead. Because that could get kind of complicated. So we do kind of need a new Grade 8 Power lead, which hopes we get a Super Saiyan 4 Goku in like a baby celebration. And then the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku could lead that. And then something else for his 200%. But yeah, I mean, overall, really good kit. I would say, you know, he still has got a lot in his kit that's going to make him very useful even today. For as far as equipment goes, we don't have anything here because it's a private server. I can't really do anything about that. And then he is spread between additionals and crits, but he does not have 3 dodge, which is an issue. You need to make sure you give this guy 3 dodge because, I mean, dodge would just really benefit this guy. And yeah, I mean, honestly, that's pretty much it with this guy. Let's go ahead and cut to when we are in the Legendary Vegeta event. Alright, guys, so we are here in the Legendary Vegeta event. We unfortunately did not get him on the first rotation with the LR Vegeta, but we still got a pretty solid rotation for him. We're going to have the main links active like Sandroar and GT. So still a pretty solid rotation with him. And start of turn, we are at 217k defense. So that is for sure pretty good. I would say considering that, I mean, we do have a bit of support on this rotation, but 217k defense is still pretty good considering we get that 100% defense increase on super attack. So that would shoot us to like 400 and, or a little bit more than 430k defense, which is pretty good. I mean, 430k defense with that 30% chance to counter the super attacks, or evade the super attacks, I should say, is pretty good. I mean, considering everything he's doing right there, that's useful, right? But let's see what attacks that he can get to, because if he can hit like a crazy number right here, that would make me feel a little bit better about his defensive level, because that really wasn't anything too impressive, especially because that's post super attack when he's at 400k defense. But okay, wow, so 10 million attacks that, yeah, that's good. That's really good. And you got to keep in mind we were also greatly lowering defense right there, so yeah, okay, we were doing a lot right there. That was pretty crazy. A 10 million attack stat, and we're not even fully built up, because this guy does build up for an additional 60% attack. So the fact that we hit 10 million before, just on turn 1 straight up, that's actually really good. So that just makes me curious about what he's going to hit when he is fully built up, which I don't even want to imagine what that would be. But yeah, we did bring nuking items with him as well, so I mean, we could probably get him to like a crazy number. But yeah, I mean, defensively, I wouldn't say he was the craziest right there, but for sure, as long as he has type advantage, you could run that level of defense in like a red zone stage, or like an infinite history stage or a god event stage or anything, as long as he has type advantage. Well, honestly, in like infinite history and the god event, you could probably run him even type neutral. I'm not too sure about type disadvantage, because he probably would still take a lot of damage from super attacks, but I mean, even in like infinite history, you know, they really don't hit that hard at the beginning, so then you would be fine there. And then in the god event, I mean, honestly, you're probably fine because it's just one long event, right? There's no like multiple phases or anything. It's just one phase. So maybe you could just nuke there too, which the amount of damage these guys are doing, they would probably destroy that event in no time. But anyway, yeah, so right here we have 6 out of 7 links. Legendary power will that'll proc once we get a super attack, which ooh, actually we can only get their 12 key with the Goku. So okay, I'm actually going to intentionally get the 12 key with the Goku just to see what this is looking like, see the animation and just the attack stat and all that. But yeah, so defensively we're at 193k defense, so a little bit of a drop off because we do not have any defensive support right here. And the Vegeta is actually at 210k defense, so a little bit higher. And the Vegeta is actually going to get that 100% defensive buff as well. So that's going to shoot the Vegeta at like 420k defense, which that's pretty good too. That's about the same level as the Goku, about like a 30k defensive stat difference, which is, I guess that's good. There's some use in that. You got to keep in mind that the Vegeta does build up to an additional 60% defense. So I won't really judge him too hard right now. So I'll wait till he's fully built up till I start getting down on him. But still a lot of damage, even on his 12 key, a 5.6 million attack stat. And we were still massively raising right there. So unlike the Vegeta, that Goku does get that 100% defense on his 12 key. So defensively, we still were looking pretty solid right there. And then the Vegeta actually did a lot of damage right there as well. I'm kind of impressed with that. I don't know. To me, it looks like overall the Vegeta might just be a little bit better. Because the Vegeta is just kind of better, right? I mean, defensively, and he's about the same offensively. So really, that just makes me feel like he's better. Because as much as some people might disagree with me, defense is better than offense in this game. I mean, I know that's kind of a bold statement, but it really is true. If a unit has high defense but low offense, you can still run them in an event. But if they have low defense and high offense, you might not even be able to run them because they would just get destroyed. So personally, I think the Vegeta is probably just a little bit better because defensively he's looking better. But you do have to keep in mind that the Goku is AGL, so he has that built-in 5 additional in his hidden potential system. So that just gives him more of a chance to do additional supers, right? And if you get the additional super with this Goku, I would say he's looking better defensively than the Vegeta. Because the one thing that this Goku has over the Vegeta is that he massively raises defense on his 12 key, to where the Vegeta only gets 30% defense on his 12 key. So for sure, a big difference right there between massively raising and just normally raising. But still, the fact that Vegeta gets defense on his 12 key is nice, but it's not as much as the Goku's, of course. But with the support from the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, we shoot up to 234k defense with the Goku, and we're up to 267k defense with the Vegeta. So this is actually pretty good on both of their ends, because the Goku is going to be a little under 500k defense after he super attacks, and then the Vegeta is going to be a little over 500k defense after he super attacks. So, I mean, 500k defense with the 30% chance to evade enemies' super attacks, and, I mean, I'm assuming we're going to do, like, a crazy attack stat right here, is actually pretty solid. But I do want to pop the Goku's active skill just to see the animation, because it's just so beautiful. Look at this. It's so flashy. It's so amazing. No, I'm kidding. This is actually probably one of the worst active skills in the game. But, I mean, you know, this was, like, one of the first active skills ever, so I kind of get it. I'm not blaming the unit at all. It's just funny looking back at it now to see what active skills were like during, like, the 4th year anniversary and what they are now. Because if you look at one of the active skills for one of the units, even one of the recent Dokkan Fest, I mean, it just looks crazy. Look at Yamcha. Yamcha's animations are crazy, man. Like, for a Yamcha, they're really, really good. Which, I mean, makes sense, because he's not really that hype of a unit, so you'd want to make sure you give him some crazy animations and stuff. But 9.8, so pretty good. Not as high as that 10 million we hit earlier, but I think we're almost fully built up right here, if not fully built up. But we did hit a 9.6 million attack stat right there with the crit. So we did 9.6 million damage right there with the crit, excuse me. So for sure doing some really good damage. From what I'm seeing, the Vegeta does a little bit more defensively, but he's a little bit less of like a powerhouse, right? Like, he doesn't do as much damage. But the Goku does a little bit more damage and is a little bit weaker defensively, which, I mean, I already spoke about that. I think that defense is just more valuable than offense. So just because of that in and of itself, I would say the Vegeta is better. But the Goku is also on better teams, because stuff like Goku Family and then like Kamehameha is just straight up better than some of Vegeta's categories, right? Like, Goku Family is better than Vegeta Family. I mean, look, I love Vegeta too. I love, you know, the Vegeta categories. They're really fun and all that. But you can't lie, Goku Family is just straight up better. And then, if you're comparing something like Kamehameha, which the Super Saiyan 4 Goku has, to like Gifted Warriors, which the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has, you can't really compare the two. Kamehameha is just straight up better. So when it comes to categories, the Goku is way better. But when it comes to actual stats, or I guess defense, I would say the Vegeta is just a little bit better. So we are getting super right here, so we are going to die, actually. I didn't even think about that. I was just clicking away. So I'll go ahead and cut to when I have a rotation of them both fully built up, and we'll nuke with them. Alright, guys, so we are here back in the Legendary Vegeta event. We've got a good rotation with them. We've got 50% defensive support from the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. And we do also have them both together right here, so we're going to have 6 out of 7 links. And yeah, I mean, defensively, they're, I mean, pretty much the same as we saw them earlier. We got 234k defense with the Goku, and then 283k defense with the Vegeta. So once again, post super attack with the Goku, we would be a little below 500k defense. And then post super attack with the Vegeta, actually, we would be a little bit below 600k defense. So pretty big difference between the Vegeta and Goku's defense on this turn. But we do have 50% defensive support, so of course that's a little unrealistic, because 50% is a very big number to have support with. So we're going to go ahead and pop the orb changing item to see how much damage we could do with just a nuking item right here. And I don't know, man, considering the Goku's fully built up and we're going to get 13 AGL key spheres, I think we could hit a crazy attack stat right here. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see what we hit. Maybe I'm overrating it, because we did only get like 13 key spheres, but considering the Goku was at like what, a 10 million attack stat when we on the first rotation, yeah, 19.1. Okay, 19.1 is pretty crazy. You got to keep in mind though, this isn't really a natural turn. It's very artificially buffed. We have no offensive support though, so everything we were doing there was just him and then the items. So 13 million damage right there. That's pretty crazy for sure. We'll get one more or two more rotations with him just to see what he's looking like in general. And then we will cut to the red zone stage just to see how well he's tanking in there. I'll try and put him up against someone who he has type advantage against, because I don't really know how well he's going to be able to tank without type advantage. But I don't want to make it seem like you can't do that. You could for sure bring him in a stage like Broly, for instance. He probably still would be able to be ran there, but I'm just forewarning you, if he gets supered from Broly, the Goku or the Vegeta, well, I mean, the Vegeta doesn't really count because he has type advantage against Broly, so he would take a lot of damage anyway. But even if the Vegeta was like, I don't know, Int or something, they would both take a lot of damage from Broly, just because Broly hits too hard and they just don't get enough defense on their super attack to be able to tank it. But, I mean, they could still probably tank maybe like double digits from Broly, right? If you have like a really good scenario with them. But, yeah, so, okay, wow, a lot of damage right there. Okay, so we can actually pop their active skills, too. I think I already popped the Goku, so I'll pop the Vegetas right here, just because why not? This is just as beautiful as the Goku's animation. Cool. Alright. So 6.1 million crit right there. For sure pretty good. I'll probably actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the Vegeta in slot 1 so we can see his attack stat, because I don't think we've even seen his attack stat in the video, have we? I don't know, but yeah, the Goku's been kind of getting all the spotlight, which it is his showcase, so understandable, but I just want to throw it out there that I want to show the Vegeta a little bit too. So the Vegeta is at a 10.1 million attack stat. I mean, yeah, that's really good. What else is there to say? 10.1 million damage is a lot. We are also going to see the Goku's attack stat, which, I mean, considering he's got more attack built in his passive, I would assume this would be crazy. Yeah, 11.1. Yeah, that was crazy, all right. That was crazy. 11.1, even though he doesn't have any built-in crits or additionals, that is still really crazy, because that's just such a high number that it really doesn't matter if he has any built-in additionals or crits. But we did still actually get the crit right there for 7.4 million damage, so a lot of damage from both of them right there. And defensively, you know, they weren't really looking horrible either. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it with this guy in the Vegeta event. Let's go ahead and cut to the red zone stage. Alright guys, so we are here in the red zone stage. We're fighting Super 17. I know he's not the craziest enemy, for sure. I mean, he doesn't hit as hard as like Broly or like Metal Cooler Core or Mega Shenron or anything like that. But I still think it's fair to say that he's still a very difficult event. So it is still going to be kind of nice to see if he can tank in here, because he does have type advantage. So I figured this would be a good stage for him. But I did want to record this really quick, because he is actually going to get that part of his passive active to where he can nullify an enemy's action. So I wanted to showcase this just to get it in the video once. Assuming we don't kill right here, because we might actually. I don't know if we get like all crits, all supers. So I'm just gonna get like a little key with the gods. I don't want to go too crazy, because I don't want to crit or kill both of them, because I do want to showcase him actually nullifying the enemy's action. So yeah, I'll show this, and then we'll probably cut to the very last phase and just see if he can tank there, because I mean, like I said, he's got type advantage, so I think that already kind of sets him up pretty perfectly. And I mean, honestly, from the defense we saw from him, he's not horrible defensively, right? He could still hold his own, even in events that hit pretty hard. So I think he'll be fine, but I still want to show it just to be safe. So pretty good attack stat right there, getting some damage in for sure. There you saw the nullifying enemy's attack. We'll see it actually proc after the gods get their supers off right here, or just super, because I didn't get the key with them, so they're not going to get multiple. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to get this in the video again, just showcase it, because it is still very useful, the fact that you can just straight up nullify an enemy's attack. I mean, who knows, maybe that could have been a super attack or something like that. And then yeah, so okay, well, I mean, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and cut to when we are in the final phase. Alright guys, so we are here on the final phase. We did get him a little low on health, unfortunately, because, well, this team just does a lot of damage, I'll say that. But we do got a really good rotation right here. We are going to take some attacks before we super attack and after we super attack. So we'll see just the big difference in the amount of damage we take before we get that massively raising defense, and then after we do get that. So yeah, start of turn, we are at 213k defense. So keep in mind that this is a little bit higher, because I did actually bring the support memory that gives a permanent 10% buff to GT heroes. So we do got that going on, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, I mean, let's just see what he's looking like right here. I think we very well could kill, so I'm going to do something that might be kind of stupid, but I'm actually only going to get his 12 key just so we can see him tank after he super attacks as well, because the amount of defense he gets on his 12 and 18 key are the exact same. So defensively, he's going to be looking the same as if we got him to like 24 key right here. But yeah, I do want to see what he's looking like. I want to see if he can tank. Okay, so 62k is a lot, but let's see him super attack first. I mean, hey, that's proof. Android 17, he don't he don't hit light. He hits pretty hard. But we don't really have much defense right here, so yeah. And then after we super attack, we're tanking double digits. So I guess that does go to show that you really want to make sure you have this guy in slot 2 and or 3. Or not and or, you can't have him in slot 2 and 3. You need him in slot 2 or 3. Same thing with the Vegeta, really. I do think we are dead right here because he's type neutral, and I just don't think we have enough defense. Yes, 679k. Okay, that was a lot, but still pretty good showing. I mean, I didn't think the Goku was going to take that much before he supered, but we did still manage to take double digits after we super attack. So I guess that just does go to show you that you really want to make sure you give these guys their super attack. Or more specifically, their 18 key, because the Vegeta doesn't get that 100% defense on his 12 key. So, yeah, that has been the video, though. Let me know what you guys think of the Goku and the Vegeta. Honestly, I think they're still really good. I know a lot of you guys still probably run them in a lot of difficult content and probably get away with it because they're just good, right? They get to some pretty solid defensive numbers, and they can get to some crazy offensive numbers. But I just wish maybe they were a little bit better defensively, but that's just me. It's just my opinion. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.